This time we're going to be taking a look at the Jetwash expansion for Firefly the game. This one's a new series of Firefly ship. It's quite a bit larger than the regular ones. It doesn't have the smuggling capacity that the original Fireflies did. It's kind of a trade-off. Instead of a stash, they have a concealed fuel compartment so people can't steal your fuel, which is nice when you combine it with the Pirates and Bounty Hunters expansion. You don't have to worry about people boarding you and stealing fuel from you. Anyway, let's get in and take a look. On the back here, have some information about the ship. Jetwash is actually named after Wash from the TV show. If you've seen the movie, if you haven't seen the movie, spoiler, he dies. And this ship's basically made in his memory. And as with the other ship expansions, it adds +1 to your possible player count. Inside we have this little classified document thing. It's actually an advertisement for Firefly Online, which is not coming summer 2015 since it's already come and gone. But it's a really cool looking game. I can't wait to see. They've been working on it for a couple of years now. This ship is actually in the game. They have an app out for smartphones called the Cortex. You can look it up. It's free to download. Not a heck of a lot you can do on there, but if you put $5 or something like that towards it, they have some interesting features where you can kind of like run cargo and stuff and gain brownie points, which you can use when the game comes out. Kind of interesting though. Jetwash comes with a kind of an instruction manual, I guess is the best way to put it. Explains about the ship expansions, the Series IV Fireflies, which are the larger, more stable basically version, and special rules for the new leader, as well as ship upgrades that come with the ship, and rules on how to use them, as well as an introduction to the new stories that come, storyline mission cards that come with the expansion. We got a new die with this expansion, again color coded to the ship. Got a new dashboard for the Jetwash. This one has a few special rules. The emergency nav assist. You can discard one of your parts and count it as a pilot if you need to in an emergency. You have one main drive, but only 2 upgrade slots on this one. Crew of 5. You have 12 cargo bay slots and a 3-slot stash, except they can only be used for fuel. You get a Captain Zoe with this one, and if you use her, you can't use the one that comes in the normal deck, so you have to remove that, but she's pretty nice. 3 gun skill and can carry 2 gear, and you don't disgruntle your crew for not paying them, which is kind of awesome. She's a standard captain and can be used on any ship. Next we have a couple upgrades that are specific to the ship. First one is the Graviton Accelerator V1, which is your drive core. It has a range 5 for 1 fuel. It has a special ability: when initiating a full burn, you can spend an additional fuel to increase your max range by 2. Kind of a neat little engine. These other 2 upgrades are something new, and they can only go on this ship. They become equipped on this ship when you start the game, but you do have to pay for them, so you're losing 800 out of your starting cash for them. First up is a decoy namesake cluster. You can discard at the start of a move action to treat all nav cards that would normally move a Reaver or Alliance ship as a big black card instead, which is basically just nothing and keep playing. Kind of nice, one use. You get it to start with, so you can discard this early on, and there's actually one that goes in a ship deck that, or upgrade deck that you can buy to add to your ship later on as well. Next we have the Zunsu Emergency Ramjets. Discard and use an action to initiate a full burn, may be used in addition to a standard move action. Basically lets you full burn twice in a turn, or mosey and full burn, however you want to do it. Again, it's discard and use, but you get one of these equipped at the start of the game so you can use it early on. These ones specifically are the normal, you can't take the sky from me backs, so once they're discarded, they're actually removed from the game. However, it does also come with a couple Space Bazaar cards for those same 2 parts. And they can be added to the Space Bazaar deck, and they can be bought and equipped on any ship as normal, which is nice. And these ones, when they're discarded, actually go back to the Bazaar deck. So, unlike the Artful Dodger expansion, this one actually comes with all the tokens you need to use a ship. Disgruntled for your crew, new warrant gold cards, fuel, parts, and cargo, as well as the new Haven token. Havens were added in the Pirates and Bounty Hunters expansion. I think they also show up in the Blue Sun or the new expansion. I'm not sure which one. Might even be in both. But they basically give you a safe port where you can't be attacked by other players. And there's special rules for those in those expansions if you're curious about them. This one comes with 2 cards. One of them is a alternate setup way. One of them is just a new scenario. The backs are different colors so you can differentiate. The new scenario story mission here. 2 to 3 hours, which maybe they're getting a little more reasonable on the actual time it takes. And I haven't actually played this one, but always nice to have different missions to give a little bit of a different twist to the game. The other one here is an alternate way of starting the game. And a lot of players really like the way this one sets up. This one kind of makes things a little more balanced in the respect that everybody starts with a set amount of cash, and then they go through, and after they pick their ships and their captains, they actually have to buy all of their starting supplies. You don't get any parts or fuel or add-ons to your ship or any of that stuff at the start of the game. So if you're buying one of the extra ships like this, you have to pay for your parts separate. If you're buying fuel or parts, you have to buy those separate. So maybe you don't want to buy as much to start with and start with a little extra spending cash, then that's possible. It also more balances some of these expansion ships. Kind of a neat thing. A lot of people, like I said, prefer this over the standard startup procedure. It does add a little bit more time to the game though. For the ship, the Jetwash is a Mark IV Firefly, which is quite a bit larger ship. Sacrifices the stowage and smuggling capability for a much more reliable and sturdy built ship. It's the more modern version. Some people complain they're a little too big. The actual models are quite a bit larger than the standard Firefly, as you can see. But it really helps to differentiate them since it is a different ship with different capabilities. I think they're kind of cool. Really hard on this color to see the detail, but again, they're made out of that rubbery soft plastic, but there is a resin kit of these available as well, I believe. Don't quote me on that one, I'm not positive on that. But I have seen people paint these up and done some pretty interesting things with them. Overall, it's a neat little expansion. One of the more interesting ships, being that it has to do with Wash and has a Zoe in there. Comes with those new mission cards, which are really nice. Definitely one of the better of the expansion ships, and you can never go wrong having some more variety and adding some more stuff to the base game itself. Anyway, that's it for this one, and we'll see you in the next video.